Hey fifth graders, it's Mrs. Trombley. This week you're going to be doing a lot with Latitude and Longitude for your online learning. So I thought I would do a little review, just kind of a repeat review of what we did in class this past week on how to locate points on the map using latitude and longitude. So if you have this sheet, this was that half sheet that we worked on in class, you could have that in front of you. I'm just going to go back over these examples using that map that we did in our notes packet. So this is a nice little refresher in what we did in class this week. All right, so this was that half sheet. I have here the blank map. This matches the one that is in your chapter 1 packet. I think it's on page 4, but I'm not 100% certain. And when we did this map in class, our step number 6 said to label the equator. So we already had done that. And right here, this line, this is the equator. This is 0 degrees latitude. It's that horizontal line right here. Latitude, flatitude, it's that flat line. This separates the northern and southern hemispheres. We also had to, step number 7 on that half sheet, we had to label the prime meridian. And that's this line that runs from north to south. So this is the prime meridian. This separates the western and eastern hemispheres. So let's get to it. Example number 1 that we did in class asked us to label 45 degrees north and 105 degrees west. And I said the very first thing you should do is figure out which section of the map you are in. So the words to pay attention to are north and west. So we had labeled our map in class, and I said to put an N here and an S here for north and south, and west and east spell we. So I labeled my W here for west and E for east. And we said that the intermediate direction points, if this is north and this is east, this would be our northeast section. If this is north and this is west, this would be our northwest section. If this is south and this is west, that would be southwest. And if this is south and this is east, this would be southeast. And again, your map on page 4 should already be labeled with this. If it's not, and you were absent maybe, or maybe you zoned out, you can go ahead and do this now. Label your map now. All right, so our first example said 45 degrees north, 105 degrees west. So I want to go into the northwest section of my map. So when I look, I see that's right here. So that means when I'm labeling my point, I'm going to use the numbers that are along the side of this section because that's the section that I'm in. So if it's 45 degrees north, I'm going to put my finger on 45 degrees north, and 105 degrees west, that's going to be along the top. Here's 105 degrees west, and we said that we just followed our fingers to where they met and put a dot. This should have been point A. I always do a quick check back and make sure that it matches. So it was 45 degrees north, and yep, that matches. And when I follow it up, for sure, there it is, 105 degrees west. So there it is, point A. Number 2 said to label 30 degrees south latitude and 135 degrees east. So to start, I'm gonna go to the southeast section of my map. And as I look, I see southeast right down here. That means I'm going to be using the numbers along the sides of this section because this is south of the equator and east of the prime meridian. So 30 degrees south, I see right here. I'm going to put my finger on it. And 135 degrees east, right there. Now I see where they meet. They meet right here in Australia. This is point B. Again, I'm going to follow it over just to be sure. When I follow it over, there's 30 degrees south. Follow it down, 135 degrees east. Fantastic. All right, number 3 on our practice sheet that we did together said 15 degrees south, 60 degrees west. That means I want to go in the southwest section of my map, which is right over here. If this is south and this is west, this is southwest. That means I'm going to use the numbers that are right along the side of this section. So let's start off 15 degrees north, 15 degrees south. We just said southwest. Right here, and 60 degrees west is right here. So we follow it up to where our fingers meet, and there it is. I'm going to label it with a C and follow it over to make sure. 15 degrees south, 60 degrees west, all set, South America. All right, number 4 on our sheet says 75 degrees north, 45 degrees west. That means I want to go to the northwest section of my map. And as I look up here, I see northwest right here. That means I want to use the numbers along this side and top of this section because that's where we're at. And again, those numbers were 75 degrees north, so I'm going to put my finger there, and 45 degrees west, I'm going to put my fingers right there. So I'm going to follow them to see where they meet, and they meet right here in Greenland. I'm going to put a D there, and then I'm going to make sure when I follow it over, 75 degrees north. When I follow it up, 45 degrees west. Good to go. All right, last one, because we already did 6 and 7, says 60 degrees north and 90 degrees east. So that means I'm going to be in the northeast section of my map. So before I look at the numbers, I look at northeast. That means I'm going to be right in here. That means I'm going to use the numbers along the top and side here. So the first number given was 60 degrees north. You're always given latitude first. So here is 60 degrees north, and it went 90 degrees east, and there it is there. We follow it along, and it looks to me like it's right here. I'm going to make sure. I'm going to follow it over 60 degrees north, follow it up 90 degrees east, and we are set. All right, good luck on your sheet today. Thanks for listening.